What's up, everyone? This is Lore Knight again, here for the 7th episode of my vlog. As far as news this week, there's not too much going on. Northwest Majors is coming up this weekend? Next weekend? Not sure. There's going to be a Team Stickbug monthly, the 26th, so mark your calendars for that. And of course, NEC December 3rd. That weekend is going to be really good. It's pretty much like the anime major. So BB, Melty. For you guys that like AH, Arcana will be there. Vampire's going to be there. Soul Calibur 5 is going to debut. There's like a lot of stuff going on, so it's worth checking out. So, since there is not much going on this week, I am going to again cover some questions, a couple questions from my question thread, which I'll have linked in the description. But this time, I'll have a guest. SKD. What's up?
Hey guys, it's the founder of the Occupy Dust Loop movement. You should all support. And I can't read the questions because I'm banned from Dust Loop thanks to Spirit Jake.
I didn't think about
that. Ask LK to read the questions.
I didn't actually think about that. Wow. I'm banned SKD, I guess. Okay. So we're gonna go right into it. First, we have a question from Minoru Hoshi, PSN net player. He asks, how do you go about bettering your adaptability as a player? I'll adapt to them matching with a frame trap, or they'll try to dead body cross up me and I'll react to a DDP option select. But sometimes it feels like I'm not adapting enough, and I think this is why I'm losing matches. Please help. Well, that probably is why you're losing matches, first of all. But, do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I've been playing with you a lot in these past few days. And that, like, you know what the problem is? It's that you're not adapting enough. Like, you tend to stop at a certain point. Like, when it comes to pretty much, like, if you try to adapt to something that I do, and then I'd adapt to that in return, it just kind of goes back and forth, but you kind of just try to play it safe at some point, and I end up, like, bullying you for it, and I get away with a lot of stuff because of that. And most of the times when I lose against you, it's because I'm, like, I take stuff for granted, and I'm just, like, eating DPs and stuff. And you shouldn't be afraid to disrespect me, but at the same time, like, you should try to get a little, like, more into my head, because honestly, like, when I play, I kind of feel a little bit like I can do whatever I want, and then that's not the feeling that I should have.
Well, that's I mean, I think it's just, I think the easiest way to think about it, this is a really complicated topic. This could be like a series. You could have like a series of videos on adaptability and strategizing and stuff for fighting games. But if I were to condense it into a short, easy to understand idea, I would say it'd be somewhat of a cycle. So it involves before the game, during the game, after the game. Okay, so he's saying, he's thinking of like past. So it happened already. So you have to reflect on the things that stand out most, like the, I guess, critical points where you think the critical situations that cost you the match in your opinion, and think about all the alternate things you could do to either deal with it or avoid the situation. This leads into preparing for the next game, and then during the game, recognizing the situation and already knowing your other options. It's partly like this is part like preparing matchup strategy, but you also have to. It also comes a little with experience too, because some people will have their preferred ways to deal with situations or their initial reaction to specific situations, and you have to be ready for those as well. Uh, this is a really big topic though. Like I just I took something that I thought about for a really long time and just summed it up in about 5 minutes somehow.
It's it's really hard to. I mean, once once you start to think like that, it sort of it becomes a lot easier to get better. I think.
Yeah. Once you
Like
like
once you
start
start
seeing
to
that and start knowing
like
about that.
once you actively start to like seek out like where you're going wrong and stuff, I
Mhm.
think it's a good idea to save replays of how we play and when we play, and just look for points where I hit you with just like I don't know, it just stuff. Most of the time, like an example I have is when I do wake up Fenrir
Mhm.
and you would try to jump over it
Mhm.
instead of just instead of doing Fenrir, I'll jump up and I'll air throw and it'll catch you most of the time.
Mhm.
And I recall you trying to air like do the barrier option select against it, but it got like it didn't turn out so well because you got the ridiculous. But that's actually good. That train of thought, and pretty much you should just recognize like, what are my options to deal with that type of response to whatever. Yeah.
Because honestly, if you can have like there's no, I don't want to say there's no one answer for it because like that's like the game, you know, like that's the actual game, the main like the meat of it. So if you can find your own like permanent answers, because this question technically it's not like about adapting, I guess. He's pretty much it's almost like he's asking for like strategy. Like, oh, what's the strategy to win against people when they figure out how I play, more or less.
Yeah.
Which is welcome to fighting games. Like that's the goal of fighting games. So if you can answer that question on your own against every single person, then you're probably like a really good player, actually. That's
So
that's how I feel.
yeah.
Good luck, I guess. Good luck. Um, Oxen from New Jersey sent me one. He says they're dumb questions, but these are pretty legit questions, I'd say. Um, First, he asks, I'll play matches against you, as in me, and fare well. However, I noticed that I do horribly against stupid tactics and bad play. Is there any advice you can give to work around this?
Well, it's it's something that like even like I have trouble with this when I play certain characters, and it's mostly because I have trouble like dealing with certain types of play. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example, I find it easiest to play against like I wouldn't say bad, just well I will say bad. Okay, I find it easier to play against bad players with Ragna simply because like his ways of like shutting people down, and he just has very accessible like overheads and lows. It becomes very easy to punish like what I need to. But with Noelle, the way I play her is kind of a little more. I'd like to think it's a little smarter. I'm not really used to playing her in a way that would punish this type of play, and I honestly like I get really messed up by people who do dumb things when I play Noelle, and it's kind of sad. But just try to look at, just try to analyze your opponent
Hmm.
and just stick to it. Don't don't try like overestimate them. kind of mean, but it's okay to be a little bit condescending, I think.
I mean, I'd say, why not just like, if you're actively recognizing something that they're doing and you think it's bad, you should just go out of your way to punish it. Really, like, I notice like a lot of like lower level players, they don't like blocking, so they'll just try to jump at any opportunity. So I'll do say 2AA and I'll step back for a sec, and then I'll do 6B, and all of a sudden they're getting hit, they get wall bounded, and they take like 5,700 damage into die shedding mix up. So you pretty much, if you think of, despite it being stupid, it's still like a tactic. So you should be ready to have countermeasures to everything, and be ready for anything, even if it's dumb. You have to have an answer for it. So if you
Yeah,
notice that they're just doing something that's risky all the time or not good, you should just go out of your way to punish it. It'll be really good if you have an answer ahead of time too for it. So, I think Oxen's a pretty decent player, but if he feels like that's a problem, just go out of your way to whatever they're doing that's annoying you, like mashing, do like some anti-mash string, like a 2A 2C kind of string or something, anti-jump, like just like prepare for it, like know what it is, prepare for it, and then when you see it, just go out of your way to just kill it for maximum damage. Maximum damage.
yeah, like I remember you were playing Ragna at the latest tournament, and Ragna has a lot of like really good frame traps to stuff like
Playing as
people
or
are trying to.
against?
Huh?
Playing as?
Oh yeah, he was playing Ragna.
Oh, he was.
He was playing
Oh
as
yeah, yeah,
Ragna
yeah.
and against Platinum, I think. And like, for example, like if you want to stuff like someone who you think is just holding up back, just Gatling into 2D or something,
If
it's
you have meter, you can rapid cancel and combo out of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's huge damage anyway. Like if you
Mhm.
have to cancel that, and just just know like frame traps in advance. I think frame traps are the
Mhm.
most important thing for dealing with this because with some frame traps you could deal with people who try to jump out, and at the same time you can deal with mashing
Mhm.
if that's like the problem you're
It
having,
could be other
or if
stuff
you're just
too. It could be people mashing DP. It could be like a whole bunch of things.
yeah.
Mm. Well, just go out of your way and kill it. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on Aurelius from what you have seen?
Velius actually looks really solid.
Mm.
Like I was kind of expecting him to be kind of bad because for some reason I believed Jayuna's MS Paint tier list initially, and yeah, but he's actually turned out to be quite good.
I think
From
if
what
he
I've
has a
seen,
weakness, it's like he doesn't have a good abusable fast poke, really.
yeah,
He can
yeah,
use the wife as a poke, but he himself doesn't have one.
but his damage is decent.
Mm-hmm. His
His
mix-up is
corner,
good.
his mix-up's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like some setups.
Mm-hmm. They're starting to go into the unblockable stuff. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that. I'm planning on playing him, so. Let's see. Number 3. You have played me a lot over the past couple of years. However, I've often never asked you for any kind of analysis on our matches and advice on what I could do better. I know there have been a few cases, but is there anything from the recent matches we played that you could help me with? Well, we haven't played, so we played Melty Blood, and you have to learn Melty Blood, like the game, before I help you out. So there's not much I can do there. Uh, as far as BB, I also definitely did not even play like a single game that I can remember. I only saw you play like Hazama in tournament. I don't know if you played him, SKD.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so let's play next time, okay? And then we'll talk about it. Um, his last question is: is there a character in BB that you think would fit my playstyle better? I'm lost at the moment in terms of finding a main, and I seriously just cannot commit to one character now that I do not know who to play, and that's killing me. I say Valkenheim. Every time someone asks me who they should play, I just say Valkenheim. I don't even say Makoto anymore, or General Noel. I say Valkenheim. Valkenheim
He's
is too
been
good, and no one uses him.
consistently strong, and it's not only because of like his damage or whatever, or mix. Oh, his mix-up is actually really good too.
His mix-up is
like
godly.
something that like he has that you really don't see too often is like his ability to control space and stuff, and his movement is just really. There's a lot of
Crazy.
potential in it.
Yeah, like Valk is seriously with Valk, you can not only be a hipster, but play a top tier character at the same time. It's like it doesn't get better than that. And no one will call you out for using Valk because people don't think he's S tier. So use him. That's all. I mean, when I played against the Japanese Valks, like I played against Sencho, who was like an SBO, and I beat him like 5-0, but they were all like close. But Hema, I lost. It must have been like 15-0. Like I couldn't even win one game against him. Like Valk's just like once he gets out, it's so hard. I played Stanley, SK, the Chinese Valk SBO qualifier, and we would go like even, but it was so depressing, like so frustrating sometimes to play against him. I'm like, this fucking character, you like what? You can't stop him. You can't stop Valk. Like he's not in counter hit state when he's in Wolf unless he's doing a move. So you literally can't stop him. And your reward for stopping him somehow is, at least in my case, for Lychee, it's like tiny. Like I do like 1,500 maybe. Stupid. Stupid. Okay. Star Demon asks, what Lychee challenge? What? Oh, what Lychee challenges should I not bother practicing when I hit up CS2 at school? None of them. And what challenges should I pay attention to when I get CS Extend? Well, I don't know because I haven't seen console Extend and I haven't played challenge mode, so I have no idea. If you want to learn combos, you should look at the Lychee combo thread. That was an easy one. Omniscyph. I think this is kind of interesting. I should have looked at this before. Omniscyph, the Makoto player, asks, so from the CSEX footage we got so far, what Japanese players do you feel best represents their characters? Well, the thing is, there's like a little bit, like the culture's like different a little bit. Like here, it's all about character love. Over there, like some people have character love, and they just only play one character. But among top players, they're if the character they're playing gets changed in some way that affects their basic playstyle too much, they'll just switch characters. So it's really hard to say. Well, I mean, if I look at it one way, it's really hard to say who best represents their characters. If I read it another way, like which Japanese players are the best player with their character, as in the best representative of their character. Well, obviously Dora for Bang, right? And then Pro Gamer for Ragna. I don't know if you know the Pro Gamer story, SKD. Pro Gamer. That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen. Like,
so godlike.
Who else? He's always like, I would say Tetsu for Jin, but he's playing Tao. I mean, in the end, like you're always gonna see the the same people at the top with like their character, like Izoyoe Matoi and Tsujikawa, and Whistler. They're always gonna be like the God Taos, and Lychee. You're always gonna see Shonen. You will or will not see Cho, maybe, like, if you look at it that way. I mean, but we have to wait and see. Also, like, some people switch characters in the middle. Like, I remember Deno played Jin in CS1, and in the middle he raged and switched to Bang. And then he started playing Jin again in CS2, and now he's playing Bang again in EX. So, I mean, you don't know how things are going to turn out. I don't know if you've been watching vids, SKD, but...
No, I'm a
No?
little preoccupied.
Too occupied with occupying? Okay, so one more. This is from Lucian. He asks, "Hi, LK. With the death of my PS3, I have been without access to BBCS2 in any way, shape, or form for the past 3 months. I'm kind of worried about how much the break from BB will hurt my skill. What is the best way to train without actually playing? And upon my return to BB, what should I try to relearn first? And how long does it take, in your opinion, to read about muscle memory? I am a Jin main, BTW." Hmm. Uh, well, I would say the best way to train or practice is to actually play. But I don't know, there's never really been a period where I haven't gotten to play for a long time. Like a 2D fighter. Like a long time without playing. I've never done that. I guess with Melty, but H Koha is like... H Koha is more about... It's not the same. She's not like a normal fighting game character. She's like a grappler, so it's more about how, like, if you know how to use a grappler, it's okay if you don't play for a while. But in BB, like, I guess the best way would be to at least keep watching videos and take notes. I don't know, have you ever, like, not played for a while, and then had to play again?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a lot of times it's like, well, the main thing that really stops me from playing BlazBlue often is like my parents, because they're, I'm a little young and my parents just don't like it, so pretty much I only get to practice on like the weekends, and even then it's still kind of sparse.
Mm-hmm.
But just
I mean, you've been doing well.
that's because I kind of like cram for tournaments a little bit. Like I really don't know how to explain that. It's just, but the way I mean I watch videos occasionally, like throughout the week,
Mm.
because I often don't play throughout the week or whatever, and it kind of like helps me remember, like, my game plan and all that stuff. And that's actually kind of, I remember one time I like took a break from fighting games like entirely for quite a while, and when I came back to them, it was just like, I mean, I knew all the combos and stuff. I knew like how to hit confirm off of stuff. I just like kind of didn't know how to play in neutral and stuff. I just, yeah. And I think trying to keep that is important. Like, I don't know how to explain this. It's hard to put into words.
So what did you do when you came back then? Because that was like one of his questions. Like, what should I try to relearn first? That's kind of awkward to
Well,
ask, actually.
yeah, well, I didn't
How to play?
forget like any. I kind of did forget how to play.
Hmm.
Like, if anything, I didn't forget any of the combos or any of that, or the mix-up. It was just kind of the mindset
General.
I have while playing. Like, it
Mm.
just wasn't there at first, so I had to get back into that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something you really can't get outside of playing the game.
Yeah, you have to
So
play.
there's really
And
no
then
other
in the end, you have to
answer.
play.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. In the end, you gotta practice. If you wanna like stay good, you gotta play. That's it.
I mean,
That's it.
if you're
Before
like
Evo,
not,
I was playing like 5 hours a day. Before Evo came, I was playing quite a bit. Not 5 hours. That's over exaggerating. Maybe like 2 to 3 hours of that play like a day before Evo, and watch a lot of videos and stuff.
I mean, if you want to like relearn combos and stuff, I I've never really had a hard time with that, so I can't really comment on it. But
Mhm.
yeah,
I just gotta say, he's gotta do his best. Do your best, Lucian. Just start playing as soon as you can, and you just get back in the swing of things pretty quick, I guess. Okay, I think that's, yeah, that is it. Yeah, that guy was the last one. Okay. At least like last week when I did it, I thought I had a lot of questions. I only had two. Oh, I should check the. I'm gonna check the comments real quick of the last video to see if there's any questions. I should have done this in advance. Whoops. Whoa, my bad. I fucked up. Oh. Uh, as usual, people ask for like the music. My bad. I want to shout out to SpinKid360. Even though I don't really remember where I met you, that comment touched my heart a little bit. I will say that. SKD, shoutouts before we wrap up.
shout out to Spirit Jake for making me lose a tournament because I almost lost to a platinum because I couldn't look up the matchup and oh my god.
You can't hit D against Plat. You know that, right?
I I would have known. I would have known.
If I had some editing skills, I'd try to help you out. My bad. But what I will do is I will put a link to SKD's Twitter in the description too. So follow him as he occupies the 1% of Dust Loot that I'm included in. Mods, I guess? I don't know. I think it's, what is it? Twitter.com/.
Super kawaii.
Super Kawaii Desu, and you can also look up his very kawaii problems.
You should make like an annotation for that.
I want
Kawaii
to.
people problem.
I want to. You can't. You can't link. You can't like link non-YouTube videos and annotations, which is really bad. But on that note, that's it for this week. Tune in again next week for probably not question time again, but I will always put questions in the episode in some way. Thanks to SKD for joining me this week. And see you guys next time.
Right.